My father had the all long plays from the Philips collection and also some books, and many of those recordings were with the Concertgebouw Orchestra and London Philharmonic, many of them, but the conductor who conducted most of those CDs was Bernard Haitink. So I particularly remember the First Symphony by Mahler, the last movement. Funny enough, obviously, as you can imagine, being a kid, I didn't even, only years later I discovered this was only one movement out of a whole symphony, because already by itself this last movement represented to me a whole world of sounds, emotions. From the very first note with the cymbal and the whole orchestra like a big scream. So I grew up in a way that's part also of my blood, because I grew up with it often, listening to Mahler symphonies, and in Amsterdam I was also playing them. Mahler and Bruckner were like the pillars of the repertoire of the Concertgebouw Orchestra. I played also with different. I have played Mahler with Bernard Haitink, Ricardo Chailly, with Maris Jansons, and I did realize there was a way of understanding this music, the phrasing, the direction of the phrasing, the character, and even how to approach some of the indications which are in the part. In the end, it's notation, are signs on paper. I remember being in the Mahler Festival in Amsterdam in '95. That was a wonderful event. Do you imagine there was a Mahler symphony every day? Today the first, tomorrow the second, the third, and so on, every day with a different orchestra and different conductor. And that was wonderful thing. I would go to the rehearsals in the morning, would go to performances in the evening. You lived in Mahler, and so that was a very important moment for me. I see dangers, I must say, everywhere. From the first movement, from the beginning, I see the complication of the character. There is so much also notated which we all try to interpret. People normally say, yeah, but Mahler was such a great conductor. He writes down everything. He explains you when you should not rush, nicht heilen or nicht schleppen, or when he tells you nicht zu schnell, or a little, or moving forward little by little from this moment on. It's a great help indeed, but still it's not mathematics which you can predict beforehand. I must say also something which is maybe not so interesting emotionally, but there are also practical aspects like Fernorchester, the music played by horns and trumpets and percussion in the distance. This is a technical aspect which drives us conductors crazy, because it can be, if it's not well done, it's a pity. It really, the last movement might clearly suffer from it. So to find the right spot, the right timing, the right sounds for all those passages with the off-stage music, it's of extreme importance. Maybe not so interesting emotionally, or not the most interesting, or not the most challenging or difficult, but still a practical aspect I would like to take care about, yeah. If I could choose instead of one question, then I would rather simply sit down in the concert hall and listen to him conducting. I would love that. That nothing in life stays forever. Even the sweetest moments of the most dramatic come to an end.